Hello everyone. I want to use another little gift today. At the craft day in Kenilworth, I was presented with this fabulous sheet of tissue. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, I presume that the purpose really of buying packs of tissue like this is for wrapping gifts or something like that, but using in craft, absolutely stunning. So I thought I would use a little bit of this today and a little bit more of my music tissue on a mixed media type card. This time I thought I'd use watercolour paper. I kind of steer clear a little of watercolour paper because of the difference in colour between that and my card bases. But as I'm going to do mixed media, I could always put a little colour around the edge, which would, you know, smooth out the transition, if you like. I have noticed also that, I don't know if you can actually see this, but in here and here and here, there are some impressions into the paper, which has come from my top plate, which I have to say is considerably bent. But these deep indentations on here were made when this was used together with my precision plate. My precision plate is for cutting out really intricate dies or ones that you find difficult, or things with trying to cut mylar or something like that, something that's tricky to cut. And so it's under quite a lot of pressure. What I forgot to do with this one was to place a piece of mylar between this card and my top plate. And that often does help prevent some of the transfer of those indentations. However, as I'm going to be putting a whole bunch of other stuff on this, I don't think those indentations are going to matter. But it's just a thought that if you have got a slightly pitted top plate, if you put a piece of paper even, something, a thin shim between the card and the top plate, it should help. So, we had a lovely session at Kenilworth doing mixed media. And for this one, I'm going to do the same sort of principle, starting with some colour, maybe some stamping, adding some collage stuff, which is these two pieces. So I've got here some stamps, some stencils, and the colours I chose to go with this paper were iced spruce, which is really quite close with the greens. They're a sort of cool green, shaded lilac, and Villainous potion. And when I was looking for these, I was kind of looking on my chart to see, you know, holding the chart with this, going around like this, looking. And, you know, I realised all of you who've taken, grabbed this chart from my Facebook page or a post on my YouTube channel, nobody's told me, but I've got the wrong colour mentioned here. I've written shaded violet, and it's not shaded violet at all. It's shaded lilac. My excuse is I'm old, so we know what we mean, don't we? The shaded is hopefully enough to get you where you're going. But if you write down shaded, what did I put? Violet, and you go to a craft show looking for it, you're not going to find it. It's shaded lilac. Right, first off, I'm going to put some colour on here. And I think today I'm going to use stencils to add some of my background colour. Got a couple here. This is a little one that I cut from a Sizzix die. Can't find the larger one. I've got a couple of boxes of stencils up there, and it may have been put in the other box. But I've also got this one, which is a Crafter's Workshop, I am sure. Should say, bottom left corner. Yep, the Crafter's Workshop. So I'm going to use a little bit of this. Which way shall I use it? Maybe like that. And fill in with a bit of that. And I think I'm going to use the iced spruce to do this. There's my brush. Okay. If I put this on this little bit of black that you see at the edge of my table here, is a scrapbook.com grip mat. So if I put my ink on there, it'll hold it still while I get my brush charged with colour. Okay, let's get a bit of this onto here. Doesn't necessarily have to be absolutely everywhere. Doesn't necessarily have to be all the same depth of colour. It just needs to be a bit of background colour. Let's move a bit over here. Up there. And of course, where the two inkings overlap, you'll get an extra depth of colour. I think I'll have a little bit of this down here somewhere. And then that's going to do for my background colour, I think. Okay, that's absolutely fine for me. Pop those two away, out of the way. Right, the next thing I think I might do is a little bit of stamping. I've always loved this one. This is the one from Amazon. And the last time I saw it, it was reduced in price to £1 something. Absolutely star bargain. What's happened here? That's what I want. I think somebody borrowed it at Kenilworth and put it in a different place when it came back. I like to have it where the letters are, so I know. I don't actually take it off this. I don't actually take it off the carrier sheet. Right. I just had to go and put the shopping away. My husband got back from doing his grocery shopping, which I love the fact that he does, but I have to put it away. So that's done, so we'll kind of get on with this. So the next thing I wanted to do is a bit of this stamping. And so far, I've either stamped this by having that on the desk and putting whatever paper on top, or holding it in my hands and just stamping like this, which is what I'm going to do now. And the thing is, what colour to do it in. And I think I'm going to go with grey. And I think that grey is going to be Versafine Clair, Morning Mist. Let's try some of this. Oh, lovely. Isn't that super? It's such a clear ink. I'll put a little bit of something over there. About there. Fine. Got a bit of something up there too now. That's fine. That's fine. Let's keep going. I think I'm going to do a bit of stamping with this too. This is, I think this came from Amazon or somewhere. I don't know, but they've got these lovely little sort of scribbly circles and things. So I'm just going to stamp a few of these. I think I'll use the Versafine Clair as well. Let's put a bit over that one there. In here. And these, of course, will show through, hopefully, the tissue. Under stamping will show through the tissue. I could do without that doing. I should have been more careful, shouldn't I? Never mind, we won't worry. We won't worry about it. We'll press on. I think that's enough for that for now. So let's do a little bit of the tissue. Right. Could have put a bit of that up there, couldn't I? What I'm going to do to rip the tissue is just wet it with my water brush and then tear along the line that I've drawn with my water. I haven't tried this for tearing yet, so we'll just have to see how we go. Yes, it's fine. Lovely. I love the look of a torn edge. Beautiful. It just follows the line that I have drawn with my pen. Now I'm going to put some Slap It on this, and I think this I tried the other day. It is strong enough to put some glue on the back first and then put it onto the sheet. So here's my Slap It on. It's going down quite a lot, but these pots do last a long time. Oh, right, with my brush, I'm going to brush some on the back. I thought it was quite ironic the other day, after having done a video, just, you know, helping people, I thought, to get music the right way up. The very next video that I did, some lady said, "Oh, you've got the music upside down." And I didn't. So, can you see? You can see that through the tissue, which is really rather nice. And here's my accidental just before the note, which indicates that that note is going to be changed from its original pitch. Right, let's have a bit more of this. Isn't it lovely? Julie, thank you so much. And Julie has already signed up for October's Kenilworth Day, which is absolutely wonderful. That's the right way up, actually, because that's where the accidental was before. Let's have a round bit here somewhere, shall we? Let's go around. There we are. Now I found it quite odd, actually, that somebody should say, "Oh, it's upside down." One said, "Is it upside down?" And the other one said, "It is upside down." And it wasn't. So there we go. Reading music for about, I don't know, 70 odd years. So you'd hope I knew which way up it goes by now, wouldn't you, really? Whoops, this one's a bit fragile. But even if you do curl it, if it crumples up a bit, it's all adding to texture, you know, so really don't worry. There we are. A little bit there. We'll tap some glue onto the top. Right, now I'm going to use some of the beautiful wildflower one. Let's just find a single layer. It's such a big sheet. I think they came from the range. I have an idea they were from the range. And I want some of the purple flowers, actually. I was thinking of doing butterflies as a sort of top feature. But then I saw on here that there were some bees. So I did wonder whether I should do a bee. So I've got out stuff. I was thinking I would do my technique with Luscious powder and Gilding flakes for the butterflies. But perhaps I'll do a couple of tiny ones of the butterflies and do one big bee. I don't know. The world's my lobster, isn't it? Let me just put that on one side. I want to get some of the purple flowers. So I can have this one that's right near the edge. Oh, there's two quite near the edge here. That's perfect. Don't want the straight line. Oh, there's a butterfly there, look. Do you know, I hadn't noticed the butterfly. Goodness. See how this tears. Yeah, it's going to go. It's quite a strong one, this one. It's it doesn't just fall apart. Where did my line go? Can't see. Here, around here. I want that line gone. Even if I only just nibble at it, that will do. I just don't like straight lines. Let's get rid of the straight line. There we go. I'm going to have the butterfly somewhere or other. He's cute, isn't he? Right, let's get this one on. Just beautiful paper. Absolutely beautiful. Right, back to my Mylar. Glue on the back. And pick it up. I don't mind about the creases. Oh, isn't that lovely? Need a bit more. Let's put the butterfly on somewhere. He can just go on. Just want to get rid of the straight edge. Okay. One little butterfly. Where's my paper? Here it is. Let's get the next one down. This big one here. I may actually just use the blossom of... Oh, it's the wrong thing. No, it's not. The blossom of this one. We'll see. I'll take the whole thing out first of all and then see where we go. Right. Bit of extra stuff stuck on the back, but I don't think it matters. Right, here we go. Okay. Like a bit of purple somewhere in this region here. What have we got? Let's come down this side a bit more. It's the same two flowers. Are they all the same two? I believe they... Oh, this is a nice butterfly. Can you hear butterfly there as well? So I can do whatever, can't I, really? Let's have a bit, a small piece of this one. There we go. Let's have that down there somewhere. Going out on an angle, I think, to be a bit jaunty. Fine. I've left a little bit of white there. Probably should have left a bit more, but I wanted to cover up the smudge. So let's think. Next thing, I think we'll do a bit of stenciling. Let's have this one. I'll pop the whole thing over and just do part of it. This is my homemade embossing paste, which I made the other day. I'll have a little bit of this on. All it is talcum powder, white acrylic paint, PVA white glue, and a drop of water. That's all. I do have a video with it linked somewhere or other. I think it's on, is it on tutorials? I do have some playlists on my YouTube channel, so maybe on there, on one of those. Right, let's take a look at this. Oh, that's lovely. I will just give this a wipe. This is a Marianne Designs stencil. I'm not sure what it's called, probably Bubbles or some such name, I imagine. I don't really know. Okay, now onto there, I'm going to put a little bit of twinkle. This is Glamour Dust, but any ultra-fine glitter will do. Isn't that pretty? Okay. Now for the butterflies. What I intend doing is preparing a piece of card to cut them out from. So what I'm going to do is, oh crikey, put on some glue. This is a Nuvo large glue pen. This is beautiful for adhering gilding flakes, but it needs to be left until it's gone tacky. If you can see it and it's still shiny, very shiny, then when you put the gilding flakes on, they will stick for the moment. When you start to burnish them, they will slide around in that wet glue. So if you leave it until it's gone tacky, the gilding flakes will grip and stay put. So I'm going to help it on its way. I'm just going to use my heat tool just to save time. Right, I'm using some gilding flakes that are basically crumbs because I want tiny, tiny pieces of gilding flakes on here because my butterfly dies are really quite small. I don't want great, huge lumps of gold on them. So I'm going to use these. These are what I've put back into the pot when I've been burnishing other pieces of work, really. So I do have some bamboo tweezers, which are non-static, should I say, for picking up gilding flakes, which are, it's really helpful. However, if you do get them sticky, then, you know, gilding flakes will stick to them. So I'm using all these tiny bits, which is going to be just the job for what I want to do. So a bit more. All I need is space for 2 or 3 butterflies, really. So let's have a couple of larger pieces there. Okay. Now I'm just going to tamp these down with my scoochie, but I'm not going to burnish them. Just tamp them down for the minute so they stay put where they are. Next thing I'm going to do is to add some Luscious powder. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't see a whole heap of difference between those two. I tell you what I think I'll do. I'll try a little bit of each on either end of this, or next to each other maybe even, just to see if there's a difference. I've got an idea one may do. It may have a bit of interference colour in it or something. I don't know. There is a marginal difference. This one is called Crushed Velvet, and this one is called Purple. So let's just try these. I've got a Perfect Pearls brush here. Let's just try some of this one. Now let's try some of this one just next to it and see if there's any difference. I have to say there's not a lot, is there really? So we'll use the one there's more of. That's this one, I think. So I'm just going to put this over the rest of that glue. Right, I'm just going to wipe the rest of this off into the bin. It's very little left, but I'll just wash it into the bin. And now I'm going to burnish that with my scoochie. You can use a brush, you can use a dish sponge, but these things are the best I've found, and they're made by IndigoBlu. Absolutely beautiful. Now look at that, isn't that gorgeous? What a lovely, lovely background. If you have used glue on a background like this, before you die cut, it's always a good idea, even though it feels non-tacky to me, it's always a good idea just to go over it with an anti-static tool like this, which will just dry up any last remaining, you know, traces of glue, so you don't get your dye stuck in there. Right, I'm just going to actually place these on where I think it'll look nice. Okay. Let's have a look at our butterflies. I don't remember the make of these, I'm afraid. 1, aren't they pretty? And 2. Lovely. And 3. Now, looking at them and looking at our background, our mixed media background, I think they need to be just a bit darker, just have a little more interest. What I'm going to do is just add a little deeper colour around the edge, and for that I'm going to use the Villainous potion, and I will put a pair of gloves on. Okay, here we go. Just around the edge to start with, just see why I'm putting the gloves on? Just smoothing out the ink with my fingers. Okay. Yeah, that's nice. And I think we may have just gold bodies. I'm doing it straight to the pad just to get the intensity of colour, but then just sort of smoothing it out a little bit. Okay, and the little one. I think what I'll do is I will stick with the butterflies for this particular card, but I will do a bee and use the same background on another card to just save time. Otherwise we'll be here till, you know, kingdom come. Right, now, is there anything else that I was thinking of going to put on here? I have got my sentiments. I really love these negative sentiments. I just wish there were more makes that did, you know, a variety of them. Some are smaller. I have got some that are smaller, but which to me seem a little too small for this kind of card. So I will get those out, and we'll do a word. I don't know what we'll do it with, whether we'll do it in, perhaps emboss it in gold or something. Let me stick these on. Oh, that's fallen off. Need to put some more tape on, probably. Does just finish them off, doesn't it? Beautifully. Right. Where to put them now? It's quite nice. Have we got room? Do we have room for a sentiment? Let's just see. What have we got? It's time to enjoy your celebrations. You could have all of that. Make a wishes or wishes. Let's celebrate. Happy birthday, party time. So you could have celebration time or make a wish, or I would like, you know, congratulations or something like that, if somebody would care to make some stamps in this negative. These are like the Dymo things, you know, those things you could click to make labels. It's got the little marks underneath to make it look like it's embossed. You could just have enjoy, couldn't you? And then you could write whatever it was inside. Let's just have enjoy. I think that's what we're going to do. All right. Can go in there. And I'm just wondering now whether I need to ink around the edge to whether my eye is taken to the fact that the watercolour paper and the card base are different colours. So let's get the card base back. Here it is. Yes, I think I'm going to do something, but the thing is, what? So the butterflies are going to the various flowers, isn't it? I'm going to put this on foam tape for a start. I'm wondering if I'll just do a little gilding on the edge. I think that might be an idea, rather than bringing in grey or one of the other purples, the shaded lilac that I called shaded violet. I think, yes, I think I may just do little gilding. Just get an applicator. These are just little eyeshadow application brushes from Amazon. Let's pop this on and we'll get a bit of the gold. I'm going to do this sort of randomly, not just a very thin line, just splodgy, if you know what I mean, just slightly splodgy. A bit more on this side. That's not bad. Not quite enough on the bottom, or not splodgy enough. One of the two. There we go. Just need to put the butterflies on now. This will take a moment or two to set, so just have to leave them. And I am actually wondering about some little gold pearls. There. I'm really rather pleased with that. I think that's really rather pretty. So thank you so much for the gifts of the manuscript and the other tissue. Absolutely lovely. I'm going to wait for that gold just to set perfectly. If I try and put it on now, touch it, and I'll probably smudge it. So just wait for it to kind of go off. Then I'll attach this to the base with some foam tape. I'm still wondering about some little gold pearls. These are absolutely minuscule. They might be. If I put them on, the gold on here, when I press my finger down to push them onto the card, I rub that gold off, which is why I've been tending to do them actually on the card. But I say I've been using my round, medium-sized Spectrum Noir pen. But I just can't see it. I've put it somewhere safe, I expect. So I'll use this one. Try my best. I don't want to blob onto the card itself. I think we're okay. Just do the top. Have I done any more? I think I'll do one or two more, and then we'll call it a day. Be a question of finding the pearls to make them gold, won't it, really? There we go. Done it. I'm pleased. I am pleased with that. So thank you everyone for the gifts, for the pens that I just used, for the papers, and for the friendship, actually. That's wonderful. So if you haven't booked for October the 18th, there's another Kenilworth Day coming up, and we just had so much fun. And I'd love to see you there. So if you anywhere able to get to it, it would be lovely if you could. So as ever, thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for giving a thumbs up. And I'll see you again very soon.